Hi there. My name's Brian. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm 20 years old, and I'm currently a college student, and I go to John Jay. And I've been dealing with mental illness all my life. Um, I deal with anxiety, and I've had personal bouts with depression, as well as my family members. Most commonly, my sister, my younger sister, and my mother and my grandmother as well. Um, so when I think of mental illness, at first I wasn't really sure what it was. Um, it was more of a thing I sort of saw on TV or in video games and things like that, which is, I guess, known to have negative connotations. Um, but I guess recently, things have sort of been corrected. I guess the word I would want to use is. It was interesting because having people really close to you sort of deal with things like that, and you not really understanding why they deal with those things, sort of causes conflicting sort of thoughts, I guess, because I wasn't really sure, how to deal with things like that. I guess it pretty much was, you know, seeing it on TV and not really getting what was going on. Um, but now that I'm older and I sort of understand things, it makes it a lot easier for me to sort of talk about this kind of stuff. Mainly because I go to school for forensic psychology, so it's a lot of psych classes. I mean, with the name and all. Uh, Basically, it sort of opened my eyes to sort of better understand why, people sort of deal with these sort of illnesses. Um, Personally, for me, I had depression at a young age, around 14, 15-ish. Uh, and it was rough. It was really rough. I was confused. I felt alone. And I didn't know how to tell anyone, I guess, because it was just, I wasn't sure what was happening to me or why I felt the way I felt. Um, because I'm young, or, it was something I wasn't sure how to explain to people or even knew if I felt it or not. Just the sort of, excuse me, sort of the feeling that you're alone and that no one really knows how you feel. Um, and I guess also when my sister, my younger sister Jennifer, she still deals with depression today. Um, and there was a point in time where it sort of really took her downhill for a little while, and it sort of reminded me of how I went through it, but it just wasn't as out there as it was. I sort of kept it bottled up. I didn't talk about it because I just didn't want to talk about it. Um, and that's something that I'm still trying to work on. I don't like to talk about, you know, how I feel um, about things in general. But like I said, I'm kind of working on it. I mean, this is why I'm making the video now, which is a bit of a big step. This is sort of opening myself up to people who might not even know me, um, which is good because I kind of need that, sort of ability to just open up and explain who I am so I can, you know, find ways to better myself and look at things that I like. So, how I feel about mental illness is just, you know, it's something that comes with life. A lot of people sort of deal with it, um, and a lot more people don't feel comfortable sharing the fact that they deal with it. So, in relation to mental illness, I feel that I can be someone who can help others That's kind of my thing. I like to help others, regardless of whether or not I'm okay, um, because I feel that if others feel better, then I can feel a little bit better as well. I know it's a bit of a weird sort of concept, but I feel that when I feel okay, then others should feel okay as well. And if that's not happening, then maybe I should try something to help out, you know. But I guess I approach mental illness from this sort of viewpoint of not only having, you know, family members and dealing with it personally. I guess I also approach it from sort of a psychological standpoint because of what I'm doing at school. Um, like I said, since I'm a forensic psychology major, you know, I have to take a lot of psychology classes, which means I sort of have an understanding from that viewpoint, and so it sort of opens my eyes a little bit to, you know, understanding what I went through and what others go through on a daily basis, and it's like it's crazy, you know, it's sort of crazy to sort of learn about all these like diseases and illnesses and things that can really mess with people's brains and sort of take them out of the world, basically, you know, and sort of create this sort of new world for people like people who have things like schizophrenia and any sort of eating disorders or depression or, you know, and it's I guess eye-opening, really eye-opening, you know, to sort of learn about all these things. And it's fun to learn about these things because I'm really interested in it, so it's good. Um, but when learning about these things, I sort of realized that outside of me and my friends and classmates, it sort of shows the fact that people really don't get it. And, you know, to have a platform for people to sort of learn about it is good. And it should, you know, it's happening, which is good, which is good. Um, I guess when I first had depression at a young age, I really sort of was to myself, and so I read a lot of comic books. I still do now, but it's not just a sort of recreational thing for me. I guess it's more of something that not only can I enjoy, but it makes me feel nice and calm and relaxed because I like reading comic books or playing video games or, you know, things that sort of take my mind out of the world and puts me into a different world, as I like to think of it. Um, and it's just something that really worked, something that I felt comfortable doing, and it was like second nature. I just like reading and playing video games and things like that. It's really unconventional, but it worked. Um, it worked well for me. I I didn't want to go on like some sort of pills for my anxiety or pills for my depression. I didn't feel comfortable sort of taking any sort of pharmaceutical drugs to try to help me with it because I felt like I didn't need them. I felt that I was, you know, when I wanted to feel better, you know, I decided like I want to have, you know, my life back, and I wanted to sort of be who I was, not just this guy who's always angry and who's always just sad at the world all the time, you know, and I just didn't feel it was right, you know, because of the fact that I just wanted to not be on any sort of pills or, you know, things like that, because I felt that it would take me even more time, I guess, to sort of feel better, personally, because I just I just simply didn't want to. I just didn't want to. um, which is, people might feel that's not right, but like I said, I took a bit of an unconventional route. And like I said, like comics really helped me. It sort of gave me a reason to sort of, look up and keep on moving until, the day I feel great, And because of that, today I feel great. People who know me sort of know that I really like comic books. I have like hundreds, I have like so many comic book shirts, and and I talk about it all the time. And it's great. It really is, because I feel comfortable, being able to sort of express myself like that with something that not only um, helped me in my time, but also sort of something that is just a recreational, fun thing to do, and it's great. It really is. It really is. So I guess, the whole thing is just me sort of still today having to deal with a little bit of anxiety. I still deal with anxiety often. I'll occasionally have a panic attack or so. But a lot of times it's in public. So like it'll be I'll be leaving the train, or I'll be on the train and I'll be sort of freaking out a little bit. My hands can sometimes get a little bit, sweaty because of the fact that I'm feeling a little bit anxious because my heart's beating kind of fast. Kind of like in class, or when I'm outside, or I'm at work, sort of working as a grocery boy, I guess. Really sort of helped me deal with that because I had to force myself to talk to people. Because it's a customer service job, you kind of have to talk to people, and it helped. It really helped. Like I still deal with it, but it's to a much less extent than it was, say, 2-3 years ago, and that's really short, but it's it's working, I guess. But it's great. I'm really happy that that the progress that I've made is the progress that I've made. Without sort of the help of any sort of drugs, because like I don't get me wrong, if you need to take them, by all means, but if you don't feel comfortable with it, then you shouldn't be forced to do something you don't feel comfortable with doing, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. So that's kind of my thing. You have to feel comfortable with wanting to do something, because if not, then the outcome of it won't be the same, because it's being forced upon you. So you shouldn't feel that you need something when you really don't, because someone else is telling you, which is really hard for a lot of people, sometimes including myself. But it's just something we all have to learn to do, I guess. Yeah. Well, it's been great. I hope you enjoyed sort of my share here, and maybe get something out of it. I guess. Again, my name is Brian Olivierre. 20 years old, from the Bronx, New York. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely day.